Young Woman in the Sea, 2024, ending explained. A quiet journey beyond applause. Young Woman and the Sea does not hinge on a traditional genre twist where everything suddenly flips on its head like a mystery thriller. Instead, it nudges our expectations in a quiet, emotional way that feels more like a gentle surprise than a sharp turn. What feels familiar, a determined athlete chasing a lofty goal, becomes unexpectedly vivid and humbling as you follow Trudy Ederle's internal journey. Her real revelation isn't that she can succeed against the odds. The entire film pushes you toward that conclusion, but rather that her deepest victories unfold not in applause, but in the quiet spaces where she proves to herself what she can endure. For much of the story, Trudy's resolve seems rooted in proving something to the world, that a woman can do what the world says cannot be done. Yet the real shift happens when you realize she no longer cares about the approval of others. Early on, she accepts the burden of proving her worth to naysayers and gatekeepers who doubt her because of her gender. But as the film progresses, what feels like external pressure gradually becomes inner conviction. In a beautifully understated way, the movie shows that the thing she is really wrestling with is the belief she has in herself, not just whether people believe in her. That emotional turn, subtle and anchored in moments of quiet reflection, is the closest the film comes to a twist in tone rather than plot. The final act centers on her second attempt to swim the English Channel, after the first try was derailed by sabotage from her own coach, an element the movie presents as a shocking betrayal rooted in his jealousy of her potential. Encouraged by Bill Burgess, a seasoned veteran of the Channel swim, and supported by her family, Trudy boards a vessel and makes the crossing that will define her legacy. This journey, fraught with physical exhaustion, unpredictable currents, swarms of jellyfish, and long hours exposed to the open water, becomes a metaphor for every great challenge we ever face, where the biggest opponent is the quiet voice inside telling you to stop. What really lingers, long after the credits roll, is how the film treats the final stretch of Trudy's swim. As she nears the English shore, the accompanying boat cannot follow her into shallow waters, and she is on her own. The scene shifts from being just about achievement to a testament to trust, trusting her training, her instincts, and her own resilience. In that moment, you feel her not just finishing a swim, but completing a kind of emotional passage where she lets go of fear and embraces uncertainty. It's an ending that stays with you, not because of spectacle, but because it captures something universal. To pursue what feels immense and distant, you sometimes have to navigate toward light with nothing but hope as your compass. When Trudy finally steps onto the English shore, her success resonates not with grandeur, but with soft triumph. Back in New York, she is celebrated with a ticker-tape parade and recognized as the first woman to ever complete the crossing, beating existing records and inspiring others to rethink what they believe is possible. But the personal truth she discovers along the way, that her own belief in herself matters more than anyone else's approval, is what makes the ending feel rich and emotionally satisfying rather than simply triumphant. In the end, the film leaves you curious not just about what Trudy achieved in that historic moment, but how the lessons she learned in the water shaped her life long afterward. A quiet curiosity that lingers like the horizon just beyond the breaking waves.